Okay. I suppose just on the Coilte partnerships, I would have had a good number of meetings with Coilte, with various partners, and I think what you said at the outset, lack of communication and transparency, I think is the big issue with those partnerships, and there's definitely a few of them there still outstanding that have grievances. But I'd have to say I've had a lot of interaction with Coilte on them, and I got full cooperation from the staff, and they definitely were interested in finding resolutions to the issue. So hopefully they can get resolved without having to resort to arbitration, because arbitration is a very costly process.
Absolutely.
And I would like there to be a bit of give and take and try and get those issues sorted. And also, I suppose, you know, on the ground I've dealt with Coilte, you know, a number of issues where their rights away or maybe land swaps, etc. And I have to put on the record, I do find the staff very cooperative and willing to help and definitely to engage. And we had a very large project there in the north of my county where there was a huge amount of timber landlocked, and we got an agreement there to get access into it, and we're putting a bridge across a river now that's and the process is starting at the moment. So there's a huge amount of timber there that will be able to be clear felled now. One thing that I just can't get my head around, and this is more a statement from me now than a question, but like you're talking by 2025 you're going to get 30% primary for nature and 50% in the long term. I just don't know, if we put so much non-commercial timber into the system, how we're going to have enough timber for houses into the future. Yeah. And I'd be very concerned that there's not enough of our timber of the commercial variety. And you know, I know there's a focus by some people for biodiversity, etc. But in my view, the full balance sheet is not being used, and the saving we have in emissions as regards using timber instead of concrete going forward, in my view, is not being put into the calculations. It's all about biodiversity and not enough about what that timber will be used for in 30, 35 years' time. So I'm concerned about those targets, about taking 50% of your timber out of commercial and having it for biodiversity. I'd be very worried about that.
I think it is a challenge. But there are.
Can you get in a question now?
There are. I mean, one of the things where it is looking to change the use of the land is some of the peatlands. So one of the areas that they're trying to, they're targeting for the biodiversity is some of the peatlands, which were, you know, donkeys years ago were planted with trees, which we now know was not the right thing to be doing with some of those peatlands. So we're looking at all of those. So that was one way in which we're doing it. But you know,
50% seems an awful high target.
It does seem a high target. I agree with you on that. But I think the focus is definitely we have to have wood given, and you're dead right, you know, concrete and steel are really, the production of those is very poor for the environment, really poor, whereas trees eat the carbon dioxide and they store it, and you know, they can be used in the construction, and we may need some changes in order to enable more houses to be constructed in that particular manner. But that would be, we will do a lot more through this steering committee that we're part of, looking at timber in construction, and we will look to see, you know, can we liaise with architects and builders to build up their knowledge of what the opportunities in this space are. I think that would be very helpful too.
Okay, Deputy Fisherman.